Hi, and welcome to today's daily team building Q&A, where we go over questions from the team about different topics. So today's question's a pretty straightforward and simple one. I've got it right up here. Is there a different email I can use so that emails aren't coming from my personal email domain? And the short answer is yes. So we're going to get into that in just a second. If you aren't already subscribed to this channel, make sure to do so. And click on the little bell icon so you get alerted whenever we put out new videos. These videos tend to go over topics that are important to everyone. And we always put in the title what the video concerns. That way you don't end up having to watch all of them if you don't want to. You can just see what the question is or what the topic of the video is and see if that's something that you already know about or something you want to learn more about, want to be reminded about. It's absolutely the best way to stay on top of things here, because if somebody has a question, multiple people have that question. And what I've found is the simplest way to make sure everybody's learning everything. So we can all kind of learn together, and a rising tide's going to raise all ships. Speaking of, make sure to send me your questions. The best way to do that is on Slack or by posting in the comments to this video if you aren't a part of our team's Slack. And while we're on that subject, if you aren't a part of Success Team, some of the stuff I'm showing you right now may not make sense to you, but we'd be more than happy to talk to you about what it means to be part of Success Team and joining our little team here. So don't hesitate to reach out to me either through the comments or send me a message and we can talk about that. Okay, on to the topic. So what we're talking about is a way to send email from something other than your own email domain. And as you know, when you get started in business, sometimes there's a little bit of a hesitancy to send emails from your own personal private email, not because you're worried about people having access to your email address. You obviously give that email address out to any company that you ever sign up for anything with. So you know people have that. And it's one of the least sensitive pieces of information that we have in terms of everyone in the world having access to that. It's kind of like a phone number or an address these days. In fact, your personal address where you live is probably harder to find than your email address. So what the real concern is when people are wanting to send email from something other than their personal email is they want it to look professional. You know, coming from a Gmail account is better than coming from some accounts, but it still looks a little less professional. Looks like, you know, just anything anybody could do. You could always use your personal email or create a new personal email, add a Gmail or Outlook account, just have the email, the first part of the email sound professional. So rather than having it be, frat boy party city, 1999, you could have it have a professional sounding name to it. That being said, that at gmail.com or at outlook.com or at yahoo.com, that's never going to really sound like a business. It's going to seem like an individual who's, at best, it's going to sound like an individual who's an amateur at business. It's not going to sound like a professional. And at worst, it could sound like maybe somebody who's trying to scam somebody. So if you want to set up your own email at a different domain and you're part of Success Team, we've made that easy. There are a lot of us on Success Team that own our own domains. Some of us own multiple domains that we use for this business and maybe have multiple emails that we use for this business. But one simple way to do that if you don't own any domains that you want to use or set up an email on is just use the Success Partners LLC domain for your emailing related to this business. Very simple to do. I do this as well, so I have multiple email addresses, but some from my own domains and then some from the Success Partners one. But to get access to one of those, you just click on this little shopping cart on your Success Team dashboard or Success Team back office. Just click right there. And when you do, you can see that orange arrow pointing to the cart if you didn't see where I was pointing. But when you click on that, it's going to bring up a page that looks like this. And here the orange arrow is pointing up to the Microsoft Exchange email monthly recurring. What that is a Success Partners LLC email address. So for instance, if your name was John Smith, unless there's already another John Smith on our team that has that email set up, then unless that's the case, then you're very likely to be able to get john.smith at successpartnersllc.com. It is a $9.99 recurring charge. The team does get charged for for all those email accounts. We have a whitelisted email server, which makes it highly deliverable, meaning you're going to have a really good success rate at having your emails go to people's inbox instead of a spam filter. And because we pay lots of money as a team to keep that email domain whitelisted, we do ask for people to respect that, and the way we teach people to respect that is just by having a little bit of skin in the game. We used to have a non-whitelisted email that you could use for free. The problem was virtually 100% of those were going to spam, and it was more headache than it was worth. So this is what I recommend for anybody who's looking at doing some email that's taking this seriously. That $9.99 a month is about what you'd be paying if you were to set up your own domain. Might be a little bit less, might be a little bit more, but if you set up your own domain and had somebody hosting that domain and the email address through some other service, it's pretty comparable. But in this one, you don't have to do any of the work setting that up. It's already ready to go. You just subscribe and you'll have an email come to your current email address with information on how to access that email. And then you just go to Outlook. You can plug that into your Outlook on your desktop, on your phone. You can go to Microsoft.com or Outlook.com and access it on the internet. It's just like any other Outlook email that you would have. And it is hosted by Microsoft, which is really good for business because some of the other email providers have made some changes to their policies on emails that are coming from their servers on what's going to be delivered and what's not. And Microsoft, as of right now, is probably the best email provider for business. So, it's good that this is set up through Microsoft. Anyway, hope that this kind of addresses the question. If you have any questions on this or anything else, don't hesitate to let me know. Love answering your questions and putting it out there so that everybody can get help from these videos. I look forward to talking to you again soon.